So namaskar to everyone. We are going to talk about Rangoli. What really is Rangoli? Rangoli is a traditional form of art. And this art, we have to use our own creativity to develop this art as well. Just like how we did with the pots. You can use your own designs. You can draw because Rangoli really help us to develop our motor skills, or like how we hold in the rice grains to master the art. It develops your hand and eye coordination when you look at the painting. First, you draw a picture of what it is you want. Let's say in the entrance to your home. If you see the first slide I have here, is somebody drawing actually what she wanted to put at the entrance to her home. You can draw your own elaborate pattern, and that is dependent on you and your creativity, what you want. You will later on, you will see lots of other designs that will be able to that you'll be able to formulate and so on. Here she's only using the rice grains. We color the rice with different colors, but we use food coloring. Now, many things can be used in Rangoli. When you are actually doing your Rangoli, you can use on the surface, you can use rice powder, you can use colored sand, you can use flour, ordinary plain flour, you can use petals from flowers and leaves, you can use peacock feathers, you can use beads, any different kind of beads you want, colorful beads, white beads, whatever. You can use whole flowers like the gander, you can use the whole gander. You can use creepers, which are vines that you have around the home, and you want to use those vines. You can also use those, and you can not only use the colors of the food coloring. You can use, the colors that we use for puja, the vermilion. You can use some of that to color red. You can use the hardi to color yellow. And the colors we use for Holi, that we are the different colors we use for Holi. You can use some of those colors as well, whatever colors, because you have some bright colors that we use for Holi. Yeah? Around birthday, when you scatter these powder, you have the bright colors that we can use those colors as well to create your own decor. So you can decorate the sidewalk, you can decorate the front of your house, you can decorate the doorway, wherever you choose to do it. So now Rangoli is, it has different names in different parts of India. In some parts of India, they call it kolam or mugu, and then some parts you have other names. Now, Rangoli is used, what is Rangoli used for? Rangoli is used for welcoming. This is originally they use. It's welcoming the Devis or the Devtas to your home. It was first started by the wife of Lord Krishna in Gujarat, where Lord Krishna was widely worshipped. His wife, who was Rukminee, started this Rangoli pattern design in her palace, decorating the entrances, the courtyard, the sidewalk, and all these things. It says that these decorations, the Rangoli, brings good luck to your home, prosperity, and so on. Why? Because the gods are invited. When they see Rangoli in a place, they feel invited to enter that place. And when they go to the place, they carry with them the blessings for the home and for whoever has drawn the Rangoli. This is why Diwali time, mostly people do Rangoli at the entrances because they want to welcome Lakshmi Ma. But there are many other occasions when you can use Rangoli to decorate your place. Like you're having a wedding, you can use the Rangoli. You can, if you're having an engagement party or celebration, you can use Rangoli some places. Or you're having a big journey for a child initiation into the religion. Janev Sanskari for that too. You can make your big, some people make it very big at the entrance to their home, some make it small, some make it like different things you can put on the walls, you can make it without you can make it on paper, like you're making a wall plaque using glue. You stick the rice grains onto the thing and make it like a wall plaque that you would be able to use all times. Okay, so you can see now this is the pattern created by the girl who was actually doing. You see how she started first? She started with just one or two of the round the curls around the edges there with the rice grain, and then she move on to finishing up with more curls, and it becomes like this. Now you see the colors of the rice grain, you can see it clearly. They are yellow, red, green, blue, black. All these are food coloring that we use to color the different rice grains. So you're making the rice grain, you're drawing your shape, and you're filling in the rice grain according to the shape. Now, if you want to keep this thing to put up on your, to put glue to put the rice grain to stick on it. If not, and you're just decorating it in front of your home to leave it like that, you don't have to put any glue, everything. Some people put a little bit of water to wet the floor so that it will stick and it will stay there for some time rather than everybody pass and kick it away, you know? So Rangolis really are meant to invite the gods into your place. We have several occasions that we use Rangoli for. In India, you have Makar Sankranti time when they do that, and for Pongal occasion, Onam, something. Sometimes in the temples, you will have a big celebration where you welcome in murtis to install. People do that at the front of the entrance of the temple to decorate, to welcome the guests, because on the occasion of Murti Stapna, you are welcoming the gods into the temple. So that is one of the reasons why we use Rangoli. Rangoli is really meant to welcome the gods. You have different names. Alpana is one of the names that is given to it. But the Alpana is a little different kind of Rangoli where you use the colored sand. And you do large patterns, like you do the whole front of the home or the whole front of the temple. Not a small thing, and you use colors. So the word Rangoli comes from the word Rangavali. Ranga means colors, and Vali means like you're drawing like curls and so on, like you refer to it as creepers, like creepers. You see, these are looking like creepers. If you look at the curls there, they look like creepers that you would normally find like in your garden, in your kitchen garden, something like vines and so on. So the Rangavali means colorful creepers. This is where we use the sand and the rice and all the different colors to make the creepers, to make them come to life, to make them colorful. So now that you have different designs that you can do, and this one is made in the form of a wall plaque. So you can use different things to make it on. This is like a big plate, you know, the normal plates that we have that you serve food. So you make your designs also the edges of the plates using the different colors of the rice grain. So you have gray rice grain around the edges there. You have the birds are also done in different color rice grain stuck onto the thing, but that is the finer powder. That is the rice powder that is used for the birds. You use the rice powder. The rice powder is very fine and it gives you a smooth, nice finish. But the rice grains are a little more difficult to work with because you have to ensure that it doesn't scatter all over and it stays together packed. You have to pack them in such a way that they don't move out. Now look at this one here. This one, both of them are rice grains. If you look clearly at them, you'll see the actual grain, the whole grain rice stuck, because what the student did was to draw circles, and around each circle, well, each circle is like a boundary for the rice grain that you're going to stick. So you start with the inner circle, smallest circle is red, then you make a bigger circle which is black, then you make triangles there, and on some triangles you put red, and on some triangle, outer triangle, you put the yellow. Then to have it looking neat, you border it with the white rice, good right around. Then you make another outer circle, which is green, and you pack the rice. This is very, very, very difficult to do. It takes a lot of time and patience to do this one when the rice grain is whole. If you notice, you'll see any other rice grain. Anytime a rice grain get out from the circle, you would see it. It will spoil the other circle. So then you have the blue circle there, an outer circle to the green. Then this is the child's own design that she created. And she said, Miss, I wanted to mix red and green on the outer side with the petals. She said she could have used leaves, but the leaves will dry up after a day or two. And she wanted to keep the this as a wall plaque as well. You can use it as a mat. You can put it on some on cloth and stick it down so you get to use it as a mat if you want to. And then she used the yellow, the hardy one to the edge, and you put the leaves, the blue leaves all around. So this is one that she did there, and I think it's the same one here that is given a little looking a little different. This one here now that is happening here, the one with the stars around it, those are what we use to put in the when we are creating for the wedding ceremony, bedi. We are preparing the bedi to do puja. So when you do the entire whole big block of the bedi, first you see it there. Then in the middle where you had the green, this is where you will put the kalsa in the middle of the bedi. But she is doing another round one there where you have the outer circle in white, and then you make your designs, and the middle circle where the white is where you are going to put your kalsa to sit in the middle, so you'll decorate the entire bedi. And those what she has there will be the rice grains on the side, colored green and then red and yellow and blue and what all the colors that you have there. So we go on to another one. This is actually how it looks when it is finished. The one that is directly in front of the child there in the boxes, you see the big green box. The biggest green box in the middle is the area where you're putting on your kalsa. And the biggest circle, the circle inside, and the other one where you have the red rice and the yellow rice grain, you put in your kalsa there. These are made for the bedi, for the pujas that you're going to do. When you're doing puja on the bedi or wedding bedi, you want to decorate it. So some bedis are done in steps. We'll see that in one of the other pictures that I've sent to you later, in steps, so you will be able to understand how to do it. This is now how an ordinary puja bedi is being prepared, and instead of just putting the rice grain there, this child told me she wanted to use rice grain on paint. So she would first take the paint, the water paint, prepare the entire area how she would like to design it, and then scatter the rice grain according to the colors that she had there. So she was using blue in that corner there where this thing is right now. And when she was finished, on the blue, she stuck the blue rice grain. On the red, she stuck red rice grain, and so on, and had the entire thing. It is made out of the rice grain, but it's stuck onto the paper. I stuck onto the bedi, so it's not moving. You know, if you want to make something to keep it, you can use the glue to stick it onto. And then we have this one here, which looks like a mat. It also looks like a wall plaque. This is also an intricate design of the actual beads, the actual rice grains that we use. Now, rice grain is one thing that is very easy to use, but there are some that they did that I wasn't able to bring for you, made out of grains like dal, urad dal, and they use the kidney beans, and they use black eye beans, and all those things you can use to make your rangoli, provided that you design it properly and you don't let them be hanging here, there, and everywhere, you know. You can use daisy petals, you can use peacock feathers, you can use leaves from the trees and from trees and plants you have in the yard. Lots of flower petals are used to make rangolis in the temples. So this is why it is rangoli designing is something that you have to, that keeps your mind in focus. When you are doing it, it must hold your interest. Whatever you are doing, your mind must be here, there, and everywhere. When you're doing something, you have to do it with keen interest that it will be done well. You have to think about the color combinations you are using. And you know, we have several color combinations that you can use. Actually, you have 15 different colors you can use in Rangoli. Bright colors, whatever color you design, you can use. And you must have, as a student or as a person making the Rangoli, you must have some form of design in your mind that you want to draw. You don't have to be a skilled artist. You can just draw out whatever you need. Like in this case, you draw a big circle on the outside. You will see the pencil marks. Big circle on the outside. Then you draw smaller circles on the inside, and you pack your grains to suit those. This one, the child didn't get to finish it out, but you could see the drawing on the outer circles that she had meant to finish up, but it was a bit difficult for her because she had exams and she wasn't able to complete that one. But you for your own self must know when you are designing. If you look at the edges, you'll see the rice grain. And some of them, the rice grain kind of flatten out. And then some, the rice grains are pointed out because you have to have the skill. You have to know it's a very technical thing to pack these grains to make up a shape. That is one of the most difficult thing to do when you're doing Rangoli using rice grain. This is why people prefer use chalk or flour or even the rice powder. It's soft. The rice powder is soft. Yes, it's very soft, but it gives you a nice complete finish. And then you can also use the Rangoli powder. So I told you the Rangoli, Hagwa powder, what I call it, the Abir powder. Gulal is the name. Gulal is the name of the powder. Different color gulal, right? You can use that as well in the Rangoli, and that gives you a nice finished one. You can use as much as you want because that is plentiful. I don't know what gulal is made up of. I don't know if it's colored rice or if it's colored flour that they use and mix it up like that. I never really investigated, but they have some really beautiful colors. So then we go on to, this is one that a little boy created in my class. He's just about 7 years old. And he said, Miss, I want to make my own design. I told him, go ahead. He took his pencil and drew out a flower. You could only see leaves. And he stuck the rice grains onto the leaves like that. So and he did the same pattern on two. One he put green and one he put blue to make it thing. I told him he should have used some red for the middle. But at that time, he wasn't thinking about it. He just wanted to impress me that he's doing something and I want me to see what he's doing if I would like it. So, you know, I encourage everybody to be part of the class. So these are some of the designs that we had. I think Atul, I would these are like all of the designs I had in mind. So I would want to share with you now those that now you notice this one, it is made up of different color flower colors. The actual flour and the rice powder mixed in different colors. So these are what students will take their time and do in school. These are some of the designs we taught them to do and they are able to do it. Right. Now, sometimes you can use to like braids, like what we use in the decoration of the pots the last time. You can use some of those, and so we have the grind rice, the rice that was ground. You mix it in different colors, and this is grind rice. You see how the nice finish you get. Your own design, what you have in your mind, what you want to create, you are the person who is creating the design. So you see a design and you like it, yes, but you can create your own design, whatever, but you draw design, right? And look at this other one again, it's the same thing. This one is also from the ground rice, the rice that we grind up, and you use the white, that is the white rice that is used there, and you color the white rice with yellow and color it with red and so on. You make your own design. Those are some beautiful colors. Then this one is what we use for Diwali mostly. This is the one what we make with the diyas. The middle one, you decorate the middle. As it is there, you put a big diya in the middle. And all around, and each of the petals that you have drawn, you put a lighting diya at the entrance. This is mostly done for Diwali time. This is a Diwali Rangoli. Good. Then this one is what you do for the big open space you have in front of the temple. Like, and this one is where you using the powder as well. You using rice grain, you can use the powder there as well. To give you a bigger finish, you can use flour. Here you can color the flower. Here you use the colored powder, the gulal. This is where you use some of the gulal to create the design there. Different color gulal, you can use it and spread it out. You see the children, they're taking their time and drawing it out on the tile itself. They did it. And how beautiful it is, the different colors that they use. These are secondary school students. And here you have the rice again, prominence in the rice grain. Using the rice grain to create, and this is the tally that you have where you put all the thing. This one is another one you can do it on a table. We have a few tables at the entrance and you have it. This is how the rice grain is. You just color it with the different colors of the food coloring and you get the colors you want. This is green. Then you have red, you can use yellow, you can use different colors. This is one of the teachers there who is a close friend of mine, actually allowing the children to color the rice first. They put all the colors in the different tallies and then after they draw the design, then they take the different rice grain and they use. So anytime you do any your design, you can do that. Have all the rice grain prepared first and then you draw out the pattern, like in this case, draw out the pattern of the peacock, the feathers and so on, and you actually put in your rice grain to form the peacock feather to decorate whatever it is you are doing. Right, this one is one with a flower in the middle, a big flower. You can use it at the entrance to your home or the courtyard or anything. And this one is easy to do as well, using the rice grain, using flour, and using the green, the rice powder. These are children actually at work doing the design, doing all coloring and preparing and drawing. So first they are shown how to do their design, how to draw. Then they're showing how to mix the colors and then how to spread the colors and make the actual rangoli with the colors. Right, all these are still rice, the ones that were made out of rice. And then we have, yes, go on, next one. Now we have the actual dhan, you know, the paddy, that is the rice grain that is not shelled, the one that is in the shell. See how you use that as well. You can use that as well. So this now is creating the bedi where you are going to do wedding. You see steps, it is done in steps, different steps. And in each step, you create your own, the middle hole there is left for you to put in the bamboo and the kalsa and whatever needs to be put there. And you draw all the different, in the boxes, you are going to use your colorful rice in the boxes. So you use blue in the whole thing and then you put some red on each four corners to make that. In the biggest one, you use orange, that color purple right around in the whole box. Then you put the corners in green. So you have to be creative. You have to think about what you want and how you're making it. And some people use roses, some people use flowers, all different kinds of things to create your own rangoli design. And this one is one with rice grain. And this one is stuck onto the actual cardboard. You can see this is to make, you see the glue in the background. Eh? This one was stuck on to make a wall plaque to put up on the wall. So when you use the glue and you stick the grain onto the glue, it holds, and then you are able to maneuver to make the edges and so on. Take your time and do them to make it appear beautiful, and you add whatever you want to the wings or to the bird's beak or to the eyes, and you create it in your own design. That's how you do it. This is another one of the berries that we do for weddings. Or you can use it for simple puja. You can when you are having your puja, you make your berries decorated like that. So after lipaing the berry, you can spread your rice and so on, put your colored rice and have it looking pretty for you to do your berry. And like the first one that I showed you in my PowerPoint where you painted the actual thing and then she dropped the rice onto it. I think this one is the most beautiful one I have seen the children do. Using the flour, what is it Bina used there? The rice powder. Rice powder can also be colored. So you color the rice powder in green, and it's technical to do it because rice powder is soft. And if you don't take your time to do it, you could get it messed up. Now, Rangoli is something you have to take your time to do, otherwise it'll get messed up. You know, and any little mistake you make, it spills over into one another, and you have to do over the whole design. So that is why we have to be. That is why it is something. It is developing your motor skills, developing your ability to hold the rice grain and to master the art of putting it in place within the drawing that you have made. It also helps to develop your hand and eye coordination. You're watching, you using your eyes to watch where your hand is going, what your hand is doing. So this is what, and it improves your focus on what you are doing. So the when you're doing Rangoli, you must be focused on what that is the center of interest. Let us say I am doing the middle there. I don't want anything to come out of that green box I have there. It must not have anything except green. Then I go on to the red outside, the pink outside, and nothing, no green must mix with the pink, and no white must mix with it. So you have to have a sense of interest in what you are doing. So and then you have to think about your color combination. What combination I'm going to use? I'm going to do is yellow right around with a little touch of green on it. So you have to be thinking now, and then in doing that too, sometimes you have to have a little bit of speed because you won't take your whole day to do one Rangoli. You have to take your time, yes, but you have to try to do a little faster. So the speed depends on how good you are at doing what you have to do. So we started from the drawing. You actually draw the thing, and then the skills are developed gradually. Some people use geometric skills. You see, some people use line drawing. Some use curve drawing. You could do curves. You can do circles. You can do lines. You can whatever you are skilled at, whatever you desire to do, whatever is best to you and pleasing to you. That is how you create your own design. So Rangoli art is similar to how we did the painting of the pots, where you are the creative person here. You are the person who is going to be pleased at the end of the program, at the end of making the thing. So you sketch it out first in your mind, you draw it on paper, and you look at what you have drawn on paper. Then you start going on and you draw it on the tile, on the ground, on the paper, or the floor, whatever it is. So basic thing is you design it first, then you go on to apply the different colors and the different types of stuff you are putting, whether it is rice grain or whether it's flour, ground flour, or plain flour, whatever it is you are doing. And this one we have already seen with the Diwali dressed up like this, and they put the diyas all inside. And the one previous to this, now we saw you can take braids, you can take laces, you can take pieces of ribbons and decorate some of them at the ends. All those little things you can use. So they would take the place of the creepers that we normally would have used to make the Rangolis. Right. This is the one similar to what we have already done, and this is the one outside that we do. This is the one on the table that the children would do. This one is, it takes a lot of patience. So if you want to do this, you have to sit at the table, take your grains, and one by one you pack and you have your rice and you fix them into the design. So these are some of the things that some of the look at how beautiful this one is. She put heaps of rice all around and then put the agarbatti in it to light right around. You can put a whole diya there with things and it and light it up. This is for sometime for Diwali time when we decorating around the video on the video, or just put it on a table. You first you do it on rangoli on a waiter or on a big plate. Put your thing and then on the diya you can light the diya there if you want to, or you could just put a flower inside the diya and leave it there. You see, coins can also be used. You notice that they put coins around after the diya. Below the diya, lots of coins they put around on the rice grain itself. So many things you can use to do rangoli. Instead of throwing away things that you don't use at home, you know, you can use them. Look at the leaves. The leaves are in the mango. The mango leaves are some of the leaves that we use inside the kalsa, and the leaf is put inside the kalsa, just as a part of a decor as well. Small leaves are also stuck onto the rice grain inside the thali. You'll notice you have small leaves. Can break up a little branch from a flower tree and just stick them in the corner. All these are decorations because rangolis are meant to be used. Let us say you have a program tomorrow, you do it today, this morning, or you do it in the morning. Program is in the evening. Tomorrow you're going to get rid of that because you wouldn't want to leave it there and then people pass and kick it and scatter it and the whole place becomes messy. So as soon as we are finished with the rangoli, then you take them up, you collect them. Probably you collect them in different colors container to use for another time, right? So the materials you are using, like the dal grain, the kidney beans, the flower petals, and the leaves and so on. And leaves, the flowers you see in there, the gainda flowers, that little blue one, sometimes they call it the Shiva flowers, and smaller version of the gainda, and you put the leaves and you arrange them to suit yourself in your own way. Yes, so you can use live flowers. If you're making it to keep or to put up on a wall, like you're making it like a wall plaque, then you can do that. But if you are making it to leave it on the floor, you don't need to put any glue or anything. You just make it. Rice powder, we wouldn't use the hot glue. With the rice powder, we'll use the ordinary white glue. The white glue sticks on properly. You know, there is a white glue, all-purpose glue that you can use, sticks on well. That is, the hot glue is a stick material that would fall off. You see, like you want to stick on these gainda and all them, you put an ordinary glue, all going to fall off. So, like the leaves and so, they would need the hot glue because that will hold them firm. But the hot glue is more for bigger things like you're using leaves and you're using flowers or using beans, like you're using kidney beans or using black eye beans or so. Even that will stay with the ordinary white glue, with the white glue, it will stay good. But the very thin glue doesn't work at all. They would just all fall out. After a little while, they just fall out. So I use the white glue. If you want to put glue, you have to use the ordinary glue, that is the white glue, not any hard glue. You know, there's the white glue, that will hold the powder properly. Yeah, but you have to be very skillful in so doing. Let's say you put the glue around the edge, because you can't put the glue after. If you put the material first, you cannot put the glue after. You have to put the glue first. And then take your time and don't allow the powder to fall over to any other part of the thing. So you have to have something. I use a little brush. Sometimes I use a little brush to keep the edges neat, not them to fall over now, like that. So you could, but I use the white glue for that. The hot glue would melt everything. It wouldn't look good.
Yeah, so I'm just saying that let's say I want to draw a line in the middle of the petal and I put the glue and then I put the rice powder. If I make a line in the middle, then I'll see the glue. You will not get the bumps if you use glue. It will all be flat, correct?
Yeah, but no, the bumps you would get only if you put more of the powder. Like thing, but this, you see, it wouldn't stay, it will still fall off. because the glue would have only hold a certain amount. The glue would not hold all the rice powder. Look at
Okay.
this one that is here now. That one is here.
Yeah.
That is what we are using there. These are flowers, small flowers. And petals. These are flower petals that we use. And this one can be done with the glue too. You put the glue on the thing and you drop the flower petals all around. And then you put the little white ones to the edges. Those are little white flowers that you pick on a tree that you have home. Chameli
But
flowers or something, I think it looks like.
is this something that was done on the floor, or is it something that was done on a
Yeah,
table
this is on
or
the floor. This
paper?
is on the floor. This is on the floor. Because you can see it directly on the tile. You see it on the tile there?
So
This one
if you
cannot be moved.
so if you put glue on it, then won't it kind of remain on the floor? How will you remove it?
Well, the white glue comes off easily, after it is dry. When you throw water on it, it will come off. But you don't have to put glue if it's on the floor. Look at this one here. This one is on the floor, and this one doesn't have any glue. It's just an arrangement of the petals, the rice grain first, and you put the flowers on top of the rice grain. You notice that? This is the rice grain with the petals with the flowers on it. Some periwinkle I am seeing there, and some other you take the carnation flower and you pull out the petals. Those are the carnation petals that they put there. This one is the big gainer flowers. You know the gainer? When marigold, they call it marigold. So you pick your flowers and you design, you draw your design, how you want it, and you arrange the flowers to suit. This one is on the actual floor. Because the gainers are big flowers, you cannot, you wouldn't use them to make a wall plaque. But in these two, this one is also on the floor. These are the big gainers you have there. You put other flowers, rose petals, one set of rose petals there. That they're like the fern pieces that sometimes what we use for Christmas decoration and thing. When those pieces break off, you keep them and you can use them. And these flowers you pick outside, all by the roadside, those little white ones that you pick on from the grasses, and you stick them onto the edge. This one is totally rice, the actual rice grain. Different colors rice. The brown rice is some of the brown rice use the paddy. You can use the paddy as well. So all in all, these are the different types of rangolis we can do and the different areas you can do them in. And it is said that the gods usually like to come in clean places, and when they come and see Rangoli, they know for sure that the place is clean and prepared, and they come into that place and they shower their blessings on the people. So that is why people do Rangoli there, because they allow for good luck. It brings good luck. It brings prosperity to their home and to their guests who are invited for whatever occasion they originated, where they did. Now, Rangoli originated in Maharashtra and spread to many other parts of India. In Gujarat, where Lord Krishna used to live, his wife Rukminee did a lot of Rangoli all around the house, all inside the courtyard, to the entrance, to the sidewalk, and all that. She's one of those who kind of invented that. Also, in Kerala, the Rangoli is called kolam. Why is it called kolam? Because it is named after Tirumal. This Andal used to worship Tirumal and wanted to get married to him, and she got married to him. And she one of her skills was designing Rangoli, and she did that as a form of welcome. It's meant to welcome the gods and welcome friends and welcome family to your home. That is what it makes you. It gives a sense of beauty. Really, young Rangoli is a sense of beauty that you add to your place. It can be made with diyas as well, as I showed you there, diyas, and even some people for Diwali, they would put a big thali in the middle with 9 diyas, and close around to that thali, they put about 3 rows of diyas in the same circular position, and you get a Rangoli right there. at the entrance of the home for Diwali time. Any other question, Veena?
Yes, do you have any images of your students having done Rangoli with dal or anything else other than rice?
Well, we have the flowers there, and we have the paddy. We didn't really do the dal and the red bean. We didn't do that one because they were finding it difficult to get the grains to stick on. As you rightly said, we had to get hot glue to stick on those big grains because the red beans are heavy grains, the black eye are heavy grains. The dal, they were able to do one or two with dal, but that's the yellow dal. But after a while, it started to fall off because the glue, like it was not holding it properly, the white glue that we use. So they use the dal powder. You know, you can use corn powder and dal powder. The dal ground into powder, you can use that. The corn itself ground into powder, you can use that as well. Yellow, I think somewhere in one of these that they use the dal powder to also make your rangoli. Whatever you have in powder form that you want to give it a try, you want to use it, you can do it like sun. You know, they take sun and color it. You color sun in different colors, and in some places you use that. That is alpana. That is referred to as alpana. A big rangoli where you use the sun, different colors, and then you can use flour. You can use that mostly by the entrances to holes and so on.
Mike, I have a question. When you use the whole rice, isn't it very, very difficult to get it into shape, or do you use something like a plucker in order to put it exactly where you want?
I saw the girls using the tweezers. You know the tweezers that they use to pluck the eyebrow? I saw them using some of the tweezers to hold the rice grain to put them into place. Or you can use a hair clip. There is a hair clip that is like a clothes clip. You can hold them to get them in place, because when you put them with your own fingers like that, some of the grains are so small that they get scattered now. They don't stay properly in the actual place. So that is a very difficult thing to do. It's a very skillful thing to do, yes, but it's very difficult to do. It needs a lot of patience.
Instead of rice flour, can you use, say, semi-ground rice, in the sense that way it's not the whole rice or the powder, but something in between?
You can use semi-ground rice. You can use whole grains, so semi-ground rice. You can use the rice with the paddy that is not yet shelled, and all those you can use. Depending on what you are creating and whatever you are doing. So the choice is yours, what you want to create, what you want to do. The choice is always yours.
For example, you talked about corn. Native American corn comes in many, many different colors.
Okay.
So, have you ever tried using Native American corn, because they have colors like purple and red and orange in their corn?
But I know we use the chickpea flour here. Chana flour, you know the chana flour?
Right, that would be yellow.
Some of the chana flour is yellow, yes. So we use some of those in our thing. So you don't have to color that. That is already yellow. Even the corn flour, it's what we call promasa, which is a light color. It's between yellow and brown. It's a kind of peach kind of color there that you can get to get an effect of whatever it is you're doing. So we use chickpea flour, and we use corn flour, and all of we use the holy colors, and the gulal, all the different colors of gulal we can also use. But the one with gulal blows away easily. It doesn't stick down properly, and it's finer than I think it's kind of texture like flour, different colors. I don't know what it is made from. I don't know if it's the same flour they use and change the different. I don't think so. I don't think they'll take flour and color it. But I haven't investigated that as yet, but we just use it as we have it like that. So you're making circles. You can draw leaves, all kind of pattern. You can draw loops. You can use dots. In the very first black and white one that I sent for you, the Vina, you will see I connecting dots. A person who cannot start a Rangoli, you draw some dots first, right or wrong. You draw dots, and then you connect the dots, and along the connection of the dots, you try to draw a pattern. That is an easy way for somebody to learn to do it. If you are not able to draw, on your own artistically. I mean, let us say I want to make a Rangoli and I can't draw, right? So what I would do, I would take, make points, about 3-4 points. I decide where I want the middle of my Rangoli to be. And then I put some points all around, and I can connect the points to the middle. I can connect the points one to each other. And then when I am finished with that, I can connect the inside and they would automatically form a circle. And then I can fill in the spaces with whatever I need to fill in to make my own design. I can even make some curls around, like the girl did in the first one, like creepers, some little swings or some leaves, draw it like some leaves or whatever. It all depends on the person creating the Rangoli. What you have in mind, what it is you want to see. What you draw or what you have in mind will be the finished product you will see when you are finished with the Rangoli itself. So that tells you, let us say I want to do an Om, right? A big Om on a paper to put up on the wall. I can use rice grains and I can use the glue. I will have to know how to draw an Om, try to draw the Om first with your pencil or whatever. Then you go on to use the glue. Because you want to stick it onto the wall, you can use hot glue because you're sticking rice. Rice may not stay with all the ordinary, the rice powder will stay, but the rice itself grain might fall out. And you fit in the according to the lines, you fit in the rice grains, whatever colors you want. Then you create your own design like that. So Rangoli really is not difficult at all to do, Veena. It's not at all difficult. It's your own imagination, your own creativity, and based on the materials you're using, you can get your desired effect.
So let's say you're teaching children and they're, very young, whatever, 6, 7 years old.
Yeah.
When they make the dots, do they make it first on paper and then make the dots on the plate?
Yes. First on paper. Remember I showed you one of the little boys in my class who first didn't know how to make anything, and I showed him how to make the dots. I don't know if I can put my hand on that. That was the last one in my thing. And he said, Auntie, I am going to make the dots, and then I will connect the dots. And then when he finished connecting the dots, he put the rice grain inside the boxes. He didn't spread them out much, He just put them there like in groups, in bunches. Like he didn't know how to spread them out. I was going to show him, but like he was ready to go home, and he said, I will just leave it as that. So he put a big chunk of glue, and he dropped all the rice grains in that corner there, and right through it. In the entire piece, you would see 4 or 5 different colors he used, green and blue. So you have to encourage them. You have to show them, ask them first what it is they want to draw, and encourage them to do a design. So you put your dots. The dots help you to actually connect to connect lines, like geometrical shape. In the middle, let's say in the middle you have a triangle. You draw a triangle in the middle or a square. And then on the outskirts or the outside, you put dots. You connect the dots now with lines direct to the square or direct to the triangle. From there, you join the outer ends of the square of the lines you have drawn, which will give you a bigger square. Or maybe another shape, could be a pentagon or octagon or something or whatever it is. From that, you can draw curls like vines coming down. You can draw them from the outer inside, from the inside outside, however you want. You're making curls, and then on those curls, you are going to stick your rice grain or your rice powder. After you have designed it, the most important thing to do is to design first. You must draw, you must have a design in mind. You just can't hope to make a Rangoli without designing what it is you want in mind. Because you wouldn't know what to expect at the end of the Rangoli. You wouldn't know what it is you get in. But if you have a plan, it's like a building a house. You have a plan in mind. You know, when I am finished with my house, it must look like this. It must look like that. You know, so it's the same thing with Rangoli. You have a plan in mind, what you are going to design, what you are going to draw, what you are going to do. And then at the end of it all, when you are finished with it on the actual surface of the doorway or so, you would have completed what you had in mind to complete. What you feel you like when you gainda. Look at this one with the gainda. Look how beautiful this one is with all just gainda flowers. And this is one of the easiest to do, because you connect the middle, you draw your outside ring, you make an inside ring again, so you can use other rings inside, and you can spread out your flowers. Flower petals are used for the red there too, and the yellow will be the big ones, and then around the edges where you see green leaves, those are also like pieces of you know, when you have the Christmas tree around Christmas time, you have those little pieces from the Christmas tree falling off, and so you chip them up together and keep them. You can drop them. Those are what we use to make them look like that. Or you can use plain leaves. If you have leaves, green leaves, you can cut them up small and just stick them up there accordingly to make your leaf pattern.
When we were children, we were told to make the dots on brown paper. So we would make the grid on the brown paper, and then you make the holes on those papers, and then you place the paper on the ground, and then you put the white powder so that you get your grid on the floor with
They're
white
making
dots.
like a stencil then.
Correct.
So that's creating a stencil. You can also make stencil there, because when you have your stencil and you put that on the ground, when you take off that stencil, you have no pieces hanging over anyway, you know, it will fall directly. But we use Bristol board to do that now. Like how this one is here. Or you see that big triangle in the middle there? We actually have a Bristol board that you can cut out in the form of stencils like that. And you put it on the floor and you can just draw it out with pencil or chalk. We mostly use chalk when it's on the ground. And within the lines that you have drawn, you fit the flowers. And because you are not going to move it, you don't need to put glue or anything. You just put the normal flowers there. So when it's ready to pick up, you just pick up the flowers. That's it.
Okay. So usually, how young are the children when they're starting Rangoli?
Well, the youngest one by me was 7 years old. The one that showed the paper, and the one on the paper, 7 years. From then you go right on to any age people. It is open to all students, all people, anybody interested at any age. I have people in my class who are just 50, 55, 60, and they never did Rangoli, and they say, look, Rukminee, I want to be part. I want to learn how to do this thing. I said, okay, come and join the class, and they learn from what we are doing. So children learn together with adults. They help one another and they get along. But if an adult wants to start and they have not known how to start, then you show them the dots. Like the first set that I sent, I don't know if I told her those with the black and white pictures. Those are really the beginning. That's how we start the Rangoli, to show children how to draw the patterns. Let me see if Atul has them. I don't know if he got them. You would have had them, right? This is an easy way for teaching. This is a traditional sign using the dots. Let me see if you would get them. These are geometric designs. Yeah, you see this one here, Bina? This is the little boy, 7 years old. He just drew two rectangular surfaces on his paper. He did it on paper. And I showed him how to put the dots in the corners, make one circle in the middle, and then he joined the outside dot onto the middle. You can see it there. And instead of putting the rice grain skillfully around the edges. Because he was so small, he wasn't able to, you put them in one place, in groups. So you see how we had them just jumble up and put them in one place. It wasn't done up perfectly, but it was something that we asked them to try. Yes, you see this now, this Vina? This is using
Yes.
the flour, or you can use the rice flour, and you can use plain flour. And these are simple designs that anybody can draw. You draw lines, anybody can draw lines. You can draw diamonds, and so look at this one, how simple. You draw like circles, right or wrong. And this is geometrical shapes. You take the middle, you go out, from the outside, you come inside, and then you join to the middle. So you're making those shapes, and even these. So these are shapes that anybody can maneuver, big to small, young to old. You create your own shape, but these are easier shapes to make with the dots outside. You put the dots outside, you have one dot in the middle with a box, and then you join the dots from the outside to the inside. You could make them in curls, you can make them in geometric shape straight, you can make them wrap around like thing, and then you create your own thing. This is like in the form of a lotus on the end, or like a flower. See? And then the middle is the bud. But it all started with that at the top, and they come in to join these. So these are some of the beautiful ones that we have. Any more questions, Vina?
No, I think I got the hang of how you teach the children. Thank you very much. The Rangoli designs were absolutely stunning, and your children are very, very talented. Especially the one with the diya on it was absolutely beautiful.
Yes. I love that one too. That is mostly for Diwali time.
That was absolutely stunning. There were some really amazing designs. And
you want with the flowers, the whole flowers.
Yes, but I think that, rice flour is the most difficult to handle because it's so soft.
The rice flower is very soft. I'm actually talking about the real flowers like the gaina, like the roses, rose petals. All these can be used. A lot of people use rose petals, And you know what they do? They dry the rose petals, dry them, and then they kind of get a little curl up and thing, and then you can use them in your some people drop some dye on it and you get different colors now. Whatever they want to use and use it. So that's mostly what we use for Rangoli. That is more or less all the info I would have on them. Because Rangoli come in different sizes. You can do them from very small to very big.
Yes, like I said, they were absolutely beautiful. Thank you very much. It was wonderful to know how talented all these young children are, and how you can make such amazing art with something as simple as rice flour. And kumkum and haldi and just basic
gulal,
which is right in your own house. So thank you very much.
And you can even take the leaves from the trees outside, the flowers from outside you have in your yard, and make your own Rangoli there too, whatever. If you want to put in your temple setting or whatever.
Thank you so much. We'll see you next time. Next weekend, next Sunday.
Next week I want to do, next week will be last class?
Yes.
Okay. Next week we want to do, I was planning to do Mehendi. Is that okay with you?
Sure.
Right. So probably I can put up the Mehendi designs I have on another PowerPoint. And if I have extras, I would send them to Atul and he would display them on the screen like we did today. And we'll go from there. Okay?
Yes, you should send them to him at least one day in advance.
Yes. I apologize for this 1 minute thing that I have done. Well, now that I have his number and everything, I would be able to send it to him like that. So then we could have in-depth looking at them and investigations and things. I want to give you an idea of what mehendi is about, where it started, how you make the mehendi. We normally buy the mehendi in the little cones and things there, but I want to do some studies inside the mehendi to see how it is formulated, how it is made ground. It is a plant that has been growing, and you take out the plant and you dry it and you grind it and you make it into, do you know that?
Yes.
Right. Then henna, then you can, it is called henna. You can also use it to dye your hair.
Okay. Thank you so much. And we
So
will
we'll do
see you
that
next
next week.
Sunday. Yes.
So next
Thank
week.
you.
Okay, Veena, thank you again.
Okay. Bye-bye.